Welcome to the third lesson of this module from our cybersecurity course. This course is presented to you by TCSC London Academy and the instructor Mr. Isam Ifarud Jain. In this lesson, we will discuss laws and regulations in the context of cybersecurity. We will cover cybersecurity laws and regulations, challenges in enacting and implementing cybersecurity laws, international regulations, and finally some examples of treaties and convention on cybercrime. Let's start by the definition of cybersecurity laws and regulations. Cybersecurity laws and regulations are legal measures enacted by governments and regulatory bodies to establish standards, guidelines, and requirements for ensuring the security, privacy, and integrity of digital systems, data, and communications. These laws aim to prevent cybercrimes, protect sensitive information, and define the legal consequences for individuals and organizations that engage in malicious or negligent cybersecurity practices. Key components of cybersecurity laws and regulations. Cybersecurity laws and regulations are essential frameworks established by governments and international bodies to mitigate cyber threats, safeguard digital assets, and promote responsible conduct in cyberspace. These regulatory measures encompass a variety of key components aimed at enhancing cybersecurity posture and resilience. Let's explore the essential elements of cybersecurity laws and regulations. 1. Definitions and scope. Clear definitions of key terms related to cybersecurity, such as data breaches, cybercrimes, and sensitive information. Scope delineation outlining the applicability of the laws to different sectors, organizations, and types of data. 2. Compliance requirements. Mandates for organizations to implement specific cybersecurity measures, such as risk assessments, incident response plans, and data protection mechanisms. Requirements for regular audits, assessments, and compliance reporting to ensure adherence to established standards. 3. Data protection and privacy. Provisions for the protection of personal and sensitive data, including rules for data collection, storage, processing, and sharing. Safeguards for individual privacy rights, such as consent mechanisms, data anonymization, and transparency in data handling practices. 4. Incident reporting and response. Obligations for organizations to promptly report cybersecurity incidents, data breaches, and other security breaches to relevant authorities and affected individuals. Procedures for incident response, including mitigation measures, notification protocols, and cooperation with law enforcement agencies. 5. Legal and regulatory enforcement. Penalties and sanctions for non-compliance with cybersecurity laws, including fines, civil liabilities, and criminal prosecution for egregious violations. Mechanisms for regulatory oversight, enforcement actions, and dispute resolution to ensure accountability and deterrence. 6. International cooperation and coordination. Frameworks for cross-border cooperation and information sharing among governments, law enforcement agencies, and cybersecurity stakeholders. Harmonization efforts to align cybersecurity regulations and standards across jurisdictions, facilitating global collaboration in combating cyber threats. 7. Continuous improvement and adaptation. Provisions for regular review, updating, and adaptation of cybersecurity laws and regulations to address evolving cyber threats, technological advancements, and regulatory gaps. Mechanisms for stakeholder engagement, public consultation, and feedback mechanisms to enhance the effectiveness and relevance of regulatory frameworks. By addressing key areas such as compliance requirements, data protection, incident response, and international cooperation, these regulatory measures play a crucial role in enhancing cybersecurity posture and promoting trust and confidence in digital ecosystems. Challenges in enacting and implementing cybersecurity laws. 1. Rapid technological evolution. Cyber threats evolve rapidly as technology advances, making it difficult for legislation to keep pace with emerging risks and vulnerabilities. Solution: regular updates and revisions to laws and regulations are necessary to address evolving cyber threats and technological advancements. 2. Cross-border jurisdiction. Cybercrimes often transcend international borders, posing challenges for law enforcement agencies and legal systems to prosecute offenders and enforce regulations effectively. Solution: enhanced international cooperation, information sharing, and mutual legal assistance treaties are essential to address cross-border cybercrimes and ensure coordinated enforcement efforts. 3. Balancing privacy and security. Striking the right balance between protecting individual privacy rights and ensuring effective cybersecurity measures is challenging. Strict security measures may encroach on privacy, while overly lax regulations may compromise security. Solution: developing privacy-preserving cybersecurity laws that incorporate privacy by design principles, implement robust data protection measures, and provide clear guidelines on data handling and sharing practices. 4. Regulatory fragmentation. The proliferation of cybersecurity laws and regulations across different jurisdictions can lead to regulatory fragmentation and inconsistencies, creating compliance challenges for multinational corporations and global organizations. Solution: harmonizing cybersecurity regulations through international agreements, standardization efforts, and mutual recognition arrangements to streamline compliance and reduce regulatory burdens. 5. Resource constraints. Enforcing cybersecurity laws requires significant financial, technical, and human resources, which may be limited, particularly for smaller organizations and developing countries. Solution: providing financial assistance, capacity-building support, and technical resources to enhance cybersecurity capabilities and compliance efforts, particularly for organizations with limited resources. 6. Compliance complexity. Challenge. Compliance with complex and overlapping cybersecurity regulations can be challenging for organizations, leading to confusion, compliance gaps, and increased compliance costs. Solution: simplifying and harmonizing cybersecurity regulations, providing clear guidance and compliance frameworks, and offering assistance programs to help organizations navigate and meet compliance requirements effectively. 7. Lack of awareness and education. Many individuals and organizations lack awareness of cybersecurity laws, regulations, and best practices, leading to inadequate cybersecurity measures and increased vulnerability to cyber threats. Solution: implementing cybersecurity awareness and training programs, disseminating educational resources, and promoting cybersecurity literacy to enhance compliance and foster a culture of cybersecurity awareness and resilience. 8. Adaptive and agile legislative frameworks. Legislative frameworks must be agile and adaptive to keep pace with evolving cyber threats and technological developments. Regular review and updating of cybersecurity laws are necessary to address emerging challenges, close loopholes, and incorporate new legal mechanisms to combat cybercrime effectively. Flexibility in legislation allows for timely responses to emerging threats and ensures the relevance and effectiveness of cybersecurity laws over time. By addressing these challenges effectively, policymakers can strengthen cybersecurity governance, enhance legal frameworks, and mitigate cyber risks to build a safer and more secure digital environment. Now, let's explore some international regulations. International regulations in the field of cybersecurity refer to agreements, treaties, and frameworks established between countries to address the challenges posed by cyber threats and ensure a secure and cooperative digital environment. As the digital landscape transcends geographical boundaries, international regulations play a critical role in fostering collaboration, setting norms, and responding collectively to cyber challenges on a global scale. Examples of international regulations: Budapest Convention on Cybercrime. Also known as the Council of Europe Convention on Cybercrime, this treaty aims to address the rising threat of cybercrime by harmonizing national laws, improving international cooperation, and establishing common procedures for investigating and prosecuting cybercriminal activities. UN Convention on Cybercrime, Treaty Series No. 2011-17. This treaty, adopted by the United Nations General Assembly, seeks to facilitate international cooperation in combating cybercrime through the establishment of common legal frameworks and cooperation mechanisms among member states. The Hague Convention on the Protection of Children in Cyberspace. This convention aims to protect children from exploitation and abuse in cyberspace by promoting international cooperation, developing preventive measures, and facilitating the investigation and prosecution of crimes against children online. In this lesson, we've covered the following topics: cybersecurity laws and regulations, key components of cybersecurity laws and regulations, challenges in implementing cybersecurity laws, and finally, we've explored some examples of international regulations. In the next lesson, we will discuss policies, procedures, standards, baselines, and guidelines. Stay with us to learn more about the difference between each concept. See you there.